Did you ever ask yourself why Frieren planted flowers around Himmel's statue in episode 2? When Fern asks Frieren this very same question, she responds by saying that she's not really sure, but she thinks she might be doing it for herself. And the reason Frieren felt so uncertain about her motivations is because there's a way in which she was doing it for Himmel just as much as her. Indeed, she was granting a wish that Himmel had once expressed to her, to show her a special flower that grew in his hometown called the blue moon weed. Himmel never got the chance to show Frieren this flower in his life, but Frieren took the opportunity to grant him his wish in death. And she spent many months searching for the blue moon weed in order to analyze its nature once she found it, and to use what she learned to cast a spell that spread a rich carpet of these flowers around the feet of Himmel's statue, which stood as a monument to his heroic life. But there's also a deeper meaning to these flowers, because they constitute a kind of symbolic repetition in the cycles of Frieren's life. This is not the first time that Frieren has offered flowers to the monument of her dearest friend. It was also the dying wish of Frieren's master, Flamma, that Frieren should plant flowers around her grave after she passes, because Flamma's favorite spell of all possessed the power to create a field of beautiful flowers. And her final gift to Frieren before passing was to teach her this spell, and to request that Frieren cast it around Flamma's final place of rest. And this was actually the very same spell that Frieren would cast 1,000 years later in the company of Himmel, on the day that he first told her about his favorite flower, the blue moon weed. Frieren had cast Flamma's favorite spell around an abandoned statue of the goddess in a ruined church. She very likely did it to honor her long-dead master, and even though Himmel did not understand the significance of this spell to Frieren, he nevertheless praised her for it, because he was delighted by its exquisite beauty. And in praising the beauty of Frieren's magic, he also unknowingly praised Flamma, for these flowers were Flamma's final gift to Frieren, just as they were Frieren's final gift to Flamma, as she spread them around her grave. And that's the reason why Frieren would cast this floral spell once more in the decades after Himmel's death. She would plant his favorite flowers, which he had longed to show her, around the statue that commemorated his heroic life. She planted them for Himmel in the same way that she planted them for Flamma, and for the same reason, as a symbol of the beauty that circuits through the hearts of friends.